breastfeeding we know has got immense benefits, not only for the baby but for the mother. I'll talk about baby's benefits. So it's basically a complete nutrition for the baby, food and water. So a baby who is on breastfeeding does not even need to take water first 6 months of life, and beyond that we continue breastfeeding along with age appropriate complementary food items. So first one is nutrition and water. Second thing is that babies who are breastfed, they have better intelligence. Their intelligence is better than the babies who are on alternative feeding because they have brain growth promoting factors. 90% of babies' brain development happens in the first 2 years. Number three, it has got immunoprotective properties. A baby who is breastfed does not fall sick as often. They have less ear infections, less respiratory tract infections, less gastrointestinal infections. So a baby who is on breastfeed, they have less allergies because these babies, they are less exposed to foreign proteins early on in their life, because a baby who is exposed to cow milk or other foreign proteins in the first few months, they develop allergies very easily, and therefore these babies will have less eczema, less asthma and allergic disorders. Plus long term there are a lot of benefits in these babies. These babies will have less obesity and problems related to obesity like insulin resistance and diabetes and hypercholesterolemia. So during pregnancy mother will put on a lot of weight, and breastfeeding helps mother to get rid of that extra amount of fat and weight the mother has gained during pregnancy. Immediate breastfeeding after baby is born helps mother for stopping and reducing blood loss, helps for the uterine involution, and helps for the less blood loss during that time. Number three, it has been shown that a baby who is breastfed, the mothers will have less chance of some of the malignancies such as breast cancer, ovarian cancer, and even these babies will have less chances of diabetes later on, insulin resistance and diabetes later on. Plus mother infant bonding is better, and that will help in a long way for the mother and baby both. So first one is about pre-lacteal feeds. Like before start of breastfeeding, people give honey and other, every kind of community has a different custom. And again, here I want to emphasize that benefit of colostrum, the milk which mother produces in the first 3 days, is little thicker, yellower, and this milk has got more immunoprotective properties, and it helps the baby from preventing infections. So no pre-lacteal feeds, number one. So as soon as the baby is born, within half an hour the baby should be kind of breastfed. Ideal thing is that baby should be put on the mother's abdomen after delivery, after delayed cord clamping. Once the cord is separated, put the baby on the mother's chest, and directly baby should start feeding immediately, but latest by 30 minutes after birth. And no pre-lacteal feeds. That is number one. Number two, some of the parents and families feel that you should give water along with breastfeeding because the summer month is there and baby will get dehydrated. So again, the second important point I want to emphasize here, there is breast milk is sufficient for the baby as a food and water in the first 6 months of life. So a baby who is exclusively breastfed does not even require water. How long to continue breastfeeding? People always they will have misconception. Like 6 months are done, my job is over, or baby does not require any more mother's milk. Yes, after 6 months, baby requires food other than mother's own milk, because some of the nutrients, they will fall short if the baby is on exclusive breastfeeding. But the breastfeeding at this age between 6 months to 2 years will help the baby for protection against a lot of infections which happen around this time, and therefore one must continue breastfeeding even between 6 months to 2 years, and that will be beneficial for the baby as a tonic. You keep on continuing. Then about feeding preterm babies. Now preterm babies also should be fed exclusive their own mother's milk, and even for them mother's own milk is sufficient. So that is again very important message I want to give. If the baby is in the NICU for some reason, keep on expressing the milk, and that milk we can give to the baby, and that milk will be beneficial, and that is what is something which is recommended for the baby. These mothers, they require education. The healthcare professionals there in the the hospital settings, they also require education about proper method of breastfeeding, the latching and the holding and the position of the baby is very important. And therefore, in the last a decade or so, if you see, the lactation counselors and lactation consultants, their role has come up in a big way, because we've now understood their importance. And again, the World Breastfeeding Week that we celebrate from 1st of August to 7th of August is basically to help disseminate this knowledge and information amongst not only healthcare professionals, but amongst general public in general, to help the awareness, help to increase the awareness about importance of breastfeeding for their babies. So I think with these people will be now, there is a sea change that we see in our practice also. Parents, they during antenatal classes and at the time of delivery and later on also, they are very motivated, and they want to start breastfeeding early and continue breastfeeding, and they are more knowledgeable. I think that will help to change the percentage of exclusive breastfeeding in a favorable way, in a long way.